So hello and welcome everybody to this month's Practice as Research Network meeting, which is one in our many seminars that we've had this academic year. And today we have got with us Dr. Monica Sassitelli, who is Associate Professor at the University of Bologna. And I'm really excited to have Monica here. She's going to be talking today about drawing research, using drawing as a participatory paradigm. I'm not going to say much more about that other than can everybody please make sure they have pen and paper on them, because there may be some drawing or doodling involved in today's session as well. So in case you haven't got your materials ready, this is your opportunity to go and dash and come back real quick. Monica, with that, I'm stopping my sharing my screen and I'm handing over to you. You're on mute now.
Thank you, Nicole. And thank you also for the reminder about the drawing materials. Let me reshare my screen. This one. Okay, wait a second. Here we are. Okay. Brilliant. So yes, thank you, Nicole, for the invitation, and thank you everybody to be here. Really excited to talk about drawing research, because I think it is a very important and serious topic, although I hope this will be a playful session, and in fact there will be some little drawing. So you just need a couple of A4, printing paper is perfectly fine, and a pencil or a pen, you know, nothing fancy, but we will use them hopefully. When we wanting to talk about drawing research or drawing in research, of course social research mostly, we talk of drawing combined with words. Generally, it's very unlikely that the drawing will stand on its own completely. And when we combine drawing with words, the common name for that is comics. Although that doesn't sound very academic, so we may also want to say narrative drawing. And I've used the typical comic device of the thought bubble in this case. And in fact, one way, a very important and common way for comics to combine words and images is with speech bubbles or thought bubbles, which is how we frame and we express voice and the thought and the words of the researcher, of the research participants as well. In fact, one of the themes today that Nicole asked me to focus on is this idea of reflexivity and positionality. So the role of the researcher and the research participant. So whose voice we are reporting, we are giving validation to, whose voice is heard and seen in a way. But I have to say that today for me, I mean, the subtitle says research paradigm, which is a kind of grand subtitle and suggests much more structure than there actually is, or, you know, orderly presentation. This is more for me a kind of an invitation to almost mainstreaming drawing. So considering drawing as a partner in research at all levels, all phases, all moments, from thinking the topic to presenting. And I will, in fact, mostly concentrate in what I think is generally less talked about. You know, we tend to talk, when we talk about drawing in research, which is as a long history, marginal but long history anyway, but tends to be either for data collecting or for presentation of research, dissemination, presentation of research results. And instead I will think more of drawing as a way to think and also as a way to analyze, which can be done collaboratively. So, you know, an invitation to mainstreaming drawing, or to say it in another words, I just wish everybody would draw because as anybody who does some drawing, drawing makes you see. That is the idea. So the plan is that I will look into drawing as a way to think and to analyze. So this, what I just said, basically, I then will concentrate a little bit more in detail to the use of narrative drawing, so comics, in research, which is developing very much in recent times, and in fact has its own acronym, Comics-Based Research, CBR. So look a little bit into that, and then I will give an example through my own research and teaching, also because also teaching is figures here. So drawing for thinking, for teaching, for doing research, for everything really. So drawing as a participatory research method, yes, but also for all those other things. But which makes me think that actually maybe we should also give some definition. Definitions are very important, especially when they seem obvious. So maybe that's where we should start from. So my zero is, what is drawing? So I could continue with, or I should perhaps continue, in fact, with academic references. So I think a useful operative definition, we could spend the whole seminar and in fact all courses dedicated to this, as you can imagine, but let's not do that. And let's instead just use this one, drawing as a visual or expressive mark making, just to convey the fact that we are not going to be too concerned about techniques and methods and materials, but you know, that's very inclusive, but you will find that is also useful when you have to do things. You know, we need to do things with definitions in research, and I think this is a useful one. But I also want to give a more poetic one, which I think is also, in fact, even more useful, and that is from Paul Klee, Pedagogical Sketchbook, which has this wonder of the definition of a drawing as taking a line for a walk. And I think this is a particularly poetic but useful definition, because it immediately raises a series of questions. This is actually the depiction. So it's already a comic, even from Paul Klee, where he has the definition and the drawing of a line going for a walk, of being taken for a walk. But I think it is particularly useful because it raises a certain number of important questions. Questions of time, question of space. You know, a walk is, of course, movement in space, but also requires time. So a narrative dimension, if you like, but there are also issues of who's taking what and where for this walk, and how this is happening. So in a way, we can see in an abstract way issues of positionality being represented. But perhaps this is actually not all raised immediately, as I said. Perhaps I need to take you with me in the walk that took me to this issue. And so what I did is I not only reproduced, so cut and paste, to say it in the technical terms, the verbal and the visual definition, as I did here, and you are seeing, you know, with definitions, with verbal definitions, I need to sort of paraphrase the words in my head to make them mine. So then I use them in different sentences. So I appropriate the verbal definitions and concepts, as we do when we think. And I need to do that with drawings too. Perhaps I'm strange, but that's what I do. So I did it with this drawing, with the figure 4 on the left, I guess, from Klee. And I reproduced it as in ABC, as you can see. So first, what I did, I traced it. You can see the one at the top. I actually traced it as, you know, either, I don't remember how I did this one, whether against the window as you do as a kid, or I now have a light box. But anyway, there's many ways to trace stuff, and we're talking about tracing later. Then the second time I sort of freehand copied it. And it, as you can see, is almost the same, but there you can see some little difference. And so then I wonder, is this the equivalent of a paraphrasis? What is the equivalent of a paraphrasis for a drawing? What different forms of appropriations there are for drawings, and how different a form of appropriation of reality a drawing is compared to words. So who's drawing here, Claire or Hai? If I retype the words, we would definitely say that Claire is still talking. But if I redraw the drawing, what's happening? Now, of course, Claire plays a lot with the line for the whole book. The whole book is about this line going for walks. And I also did a little bit in the end, as you can see in my C sketch. I played a little bit with the idea. I inserted a couple of words in the line. And the idea was to visualize the different ways in which meaning emerges, still lines on paper, and the completely different ways of interpreting and issues that they raise. So this is just, again, a little playful exercise. And now it's your turn as I started showing my drawings. And before we allow words to dominate the scene for too long, it's time to do a little drawing. So please take your A4 and take it in the sort of vertical position, or if it's not an A4, that's all right. But anyway, the paper you have, if it is rectangular, in the vertical position, you place it down, and you have your pen or pencil. And I'm gonna tell you what to do. I will give you 1 minute, and you will also close your eyes. So you're gonna draw with your eyes closed. Not right now, just to say that also because you're seeing it, this is inspired by the exercises that the wonderful Linda Barry does. She's a comic artist. She also written insightfully about the relationship between visual and verbal representation. This is one of her books. And also you can find some of her workshops now, because during COVID, she did lots of online ones. So I've taken inspiration from her exercises. So 1 minute, I will tell you, I will be your timer. And as Linda Barry does, I will put some music on, which helps. So 1 minute starting now, you will be drawing a full body mermaid with your eyes closed, and here we go. Seconds. 40. 30. 20.
Potatoes just ain't right, like green tomatoes. Yeah, I'm waiting, palpitating with all that meat.
10.
No potatoes, all that meat. No potatoes.
5.
All that
4.
to the alligators, yeah.
3.
Hold me, Stanley.
2.
I am ready.
1. Okay, stop. Okay, well, if anyone wants to show the drawing, of course, I'll be happy to see. If not, oh, wow. Oh, they're lovely. I mean, it's funny how you can really see they are mermaids, even though you had your eyes closed. And also you can see the different styles, and this is also something that Linda Barry says, that there's always immediately, especially when you do something to trick yourself out of it, like you're closing your eyes, or thank you for showing the drawings. Closing your eyes, sometimes drawing with your non-dominant hand, then your voice takes over. So thank you. That's great. There will be some more drawing later. Okay, so of course, Linda Barry is really good, but this is not quite social research, but this next bit is. So I'm going to use as a reference here for a little bit Michael Taussig, whom some of you may know, is an anthropologist, and a few years ago he published this book on drawings in fieldwork. So I swear I saw this. That's the title. Is a personal book on drawings in his fieldwork journals. And he starts by remarking that drawing is a kind of an opening between an inner and an outer world. So it's phrased, if you like, in a very philosophical way, a seeing that materializes in the act of drawing. And then he immediately enlists John Berger as a reference, and he says that, and here is the quote, for Berger, drawing is an activity much older than writing or architecture. It is as old as song, that inflection of language. Indeed, drawing is as fundamental to the energy that makes us human as singing and dancing. And drawing also adds as something that painting, sculpture, and videos and installations lack corporeality. So in fact, the act of drawing is what counts more than the drawings, the product. And this becomes quite important in research, social research, because of course we are not after artistic excellence. You know, that's really not the point. That doesn't mean that we are not interested in the specificities of drawing per se, but not in the artistic, if you like, skill. So at this fundamental level we're discussing here, drawing can be integrated into social research as an ongoing practice of thinking through drawing. To prompt oneself or research participant to draw or interact with drawings requires from all involved both a disposition of playfulness, because we associate drawing with childhood as well, but also a willingness to be unsettled, to experience discomfort. Drawing is not an usual activity that people feel competent or at ease with normally, even for the people who draw. It requires time and effort, and it is really prone to failure, much as I would say writing, but anyway. So to close with Taussig again, drawing, and this is the second quote, provide a welcome pause to the writing machine whereby another philosophy of representation and meditation takes over. It is nice to walk on two legs instead of one. And I think this is, you know, in this sense that drawing is a kind of a methodological process as a whole, a parallel one with respect to the mainly verbal or numerical ones that have been mainstream. They are mainstream for a reason. I don't want to say that we should only draw, but there's something to be said by about being open to drawing. And to this different mode. And this takes me to CBR or comics-based research, because once drawing stops being a kind of an unusual practice within research, it will start making its way out of preparatory notebooks into actual research projects. And here, one of the advantages of narrative drawing is the contribution to collaborative or participatory practice-based research. Sorry, my cat is attacking my computer. And in foregrounding issues of reflexivity. So you can ask research participants to draw, trace, make comics. You can collaborate with them, intervening on their drawing or them intervening on yours. And the very fact of drawing as graphic ethnographer have noted, here we have Theodosopoulos speaking in a way stimulates conversation. And I have another couple of quotes I'm giving you as ammunition if you should defend the drawings with the people, or that I'm using to defend it with you as well. Of course, using comics or narrative drawing doesn't mean you have to produce a graphic novel. The logic combining words and images need not be a narrative in its basic sense. It can be description, interpretation, or a way to expose contradiction and paradoxes. You know, you can, as a glue between words and images, and as narrative, you can have you can follow several procedures. You can draw comics to visually chronicle the social world or a phenomenon or a theory you're studying, and in so doing discover connection and points of view revealed by the visual proximity of things that may stay verbally distant. And you can use cartooning or realism, and you can trace photographs, for instance. Each practice enables and constrains you in different way, in different ways. And in fact, you know, a frame drawing, a comic, sorry, I'm really being attacked. As a multimedia, a multimodal medium, a narrative drawing page made of several panels, which are the basic unit of a comic, a frame drawing with the text, usually contains material for several analytical dimensions. And here I will show you something else that I've done on the way of paraphrasing. This is my redrawn version of a explanation of how comic may be included into especially qualitative research. And I have to say that then I contacted Rachel Williams, and she was happy because I was worried. I said, oh my God, maybe I've done something strange. And then she was really sweet and happy that I'm doing this. I'll show you after. This is her original and this is my version. So here what Rachel Williams is doing is some indication of how, you know, and how comics can be used in qualitative research, and all the different levels of information that can be given verbally only, visually only, and through the combination of both. So there's emotional aspects, there's bodily aspects, and then there's of course the narrative dimension. And you know, one does need a little training, if you like, or alphabetization into how comics work. For instance, the fact that the gutter, the space between panels, is a way to convey time, or at least passage, a sequence of some kind. But, you know, this, of course, like any medium, it has its own conventions. They are quite known, as at least the basic ones, but they are really useful. And especially this idea of both portraying the researcher and the research participant, and who's speaking, who's thinking, who's interpreting, can be thematized in different ways. And in a way, for me, it was also, as again, instead of simply reproducing what I found, this is Rachel's original, I just decided to stay with the drawing, and as I did it, of course, I changed it. This is my process. I printed it, and then I took notes and added things. And for me, it was a way to understand it better, appropriate it, and doing things in a way, adding my voice to that. We are approaching the next and second and final exercise in drawing, and it is a little bit more complicated and a little longer, just 2 minutes instead of one. One thing, because I'm going to ask you to draw a person, I will let you keep your eyes open, but in case you worry. Linda Barry does say that people are scared to draw people. So she suggests you use this cartooning way, Brunetti style, which basically is you draw a big round and that's the head. Then you draw a kind of an oblong shape and that's the body. And then instead of a stick man, which cannot move, you just drew noodles, which are more movable, both for the legs and for the hands. And you can see, you can actually put them in any position and they will work. So this is, for instance, this is actually a still from her workshop, from Linda Barry's work. You can see she has drawn herself Brunetti style, but you can see it's her because she has added glasses and a bow in her head, and then she's made herself into an astronaut. But anyway, so if you want, you can use this Brunetti style if that makes you feel, you know, more comfortable, because you are going, oh, I need the music too, because you are going to draw for 2 minutes yourself, a portrait. But wait, don't think too much because I have another about how you want to do it. Okay, so 2 minutes, and I will stop you when the time is over. If you prefer and want to do it with eyes closed, do it with eyes closed. But I think this is a little bit too difficult, perhaps. Okay, here we go. You have 2 minutes.
Eu segui para programa, para uma apresentação. O programa era animado, era de televisão. Tudo lá era quintura, de abafar o coração. Apanhei resfriado, quase vou comer dobrão. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Ai, sim, ai, sim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Ai, sim, ai, sim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Ai, sim, ai, sim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Ai, sim, ai, sim. Eu segui para programa, para uma apresentação. O programa era animado, era de televisão. Tudo lá era quintura, de abraçar o coração. Apanhei resfriado.
1 minute gone.
Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Atchim, atchim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Atchim, atchim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Atchim, atchim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Atchim, atchim. Eu segui para programa, para uma apresentação. Olha, o programa era animado, era de
30 seconds left.
tudo lá era quintura, de abafar o coração. Apanhei resfriado, quase vou comer total. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Ai, sim, ai, sim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Vai, menina! Tomei pitada de tabaco, depois fiz assim. Ai, sim, ai, sim. Tomei pitada de tabaco, fiz assim.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay. Okay, so now you have portraits of yourself. Oh, yes. Lovely. I like the hair. Brilliant.
Can't see myself though.
Brilliant. Well, if you feel like posting them, then I can see them later as well. Thank you. They're really, really great. Okay, so next. Okay, well, this is that. I don't remember what. this is just to show some of, again, my drawings, and this me trying to think about the relationship of verbal and visual representation, and is something I've also published, so you can look it up, but I think we are running a little bit late, so I want to move on to the example of from my research or teaching as well, because you know, as we've seen with the research, with the Brunetti style, even very simple line drawings can achieve, you know, a kind of realistic representation. But if your research topic or approach recommends a certain pictorial realism, one way to achieve this is combine photographs and drawings, especially through photo tracing, which is what you are seeing here, and what I'm going to briefly describe through my example. So what I've done recently, I explored the potentialities of line drawing by tracing over photographs. So the idea is to take or elicit photographs, and this can be done in various ways depending on the project's focus, and then as part of the analytical phase, trace them. Yeah, and again, there are various ways to do that, or you can ask the participants, the research participant, to trace, to peel back layers of reality, if you like, layers and boundaries, to get to the core of what you often discover as you do it. It matters, focusing on the objects or subjects, but also on their relationships and on narratives. So the practicalities of the method involve taking photographs according to guidelines, which you would establish as a researcher, and then line tracing selected images. You can use translucent paper or other devices. There are many also digital versions, of course, now. The tracing can be done several times, each one focusing on different aspects of the selection and thus of interpretation involved in the act. This process can also be done collaboratively with research participants, and this is what I tried to do. I experimented with this method with the graduate students of a module I teach on art, fashion, and society. And we wanted to explore how identity is expressed and performed with the material and social world that surrounds us, starting with what is closest, and so clothes and other objects that surround our body. So students selected photos of themselves that they thought defined them. Then the students traced them, concentrating on the clothes and details they felt were important, thinking and in so doing often discovering that what they wanted to communicate. The guidelines they had is that they could intervene as they wanted. They could select past images using old photos, collage, you know, they were really free. And then what I've done here, so what you're seeing is actually my tracing, because I've collaged and retraced some of the tracing as part of my own reflection and also as part of the class discussion that we had, and so as inspiration for this class discussion. And I have to say that recurring themes, relevant distinctions, and in general meaningful analysis emerge with the tracing and the juxtaposition of the sequence of images, often a surprise for the drawing person herself. For instance, here you can see in the middle the loving detail reserved for a top made by the mother, by a student. It takes quite a lot of time, you know, to do all these things. And as you trace, you say, is it really worth the time of doing it? And so you realize what is worth the time. And also you are prompted to reflect. For instance, here we see the private versus public image. Many students represented themselves both in their traditional clothes, this is an international class, and into more work clothes, and also I also asked them to write a narrative about this, and so that was part of their reflection. And if you want to see a little bit of a making of I am not very digital, so I just like to be messy, and so I did a lot of cut and paste and taking notes and realizing, oh, bags are everywhere, so let's concentrate on the bags and go back and look for all the bags, and things like that. Is a kind of a recursive and process that takes time. Drawing takes a lot of time. It's not a time-saving method, I would say. And if you want to know more on tracing, there's work by Michael. I have a list of references in the end. I'm approaching the end. In fact, I think that was my end. I've just put just put this. Oops, sorry. This because it was circulated together with the invitation, and so maybe raise some questions. So is there, in case anybody has questions. This is one of my drawings, again reflecting on what is it that we are representing, and the fact that depending on the context, something can be a big leaf, a small leaf, or a tree, and the possibilities that are open up when we combine words and images. And also, I guess, the fact that a drawing, a bit like writing, is never finished, and this open-endedness is part of what drawing brings to research. So I think I've probably taken longer than usual, and Nicole has been very kind and patient, so I'll stop here. So thank you. This is based on a chapter that is forthcoming called Comics or Narrative Drawing, in a book on how to do social research with comics, in my case. And this is the list of references that I've used. Okay, so thank you, and I'll stop here.
Thank you very much, Monica. Thank you. It's great to have had you here, and to hear you talk about your work is really exciting. There are some comments in the chat box already about how amazing this is, and how exciting this is, and some other people saying they are doing similar kinds of work. So this is definitely something that's of interest to many of us. There was one question which I said we would raise once you're done. You mentioned earlier that you were redrawing the drawing there, and this was about sort of reprinting it and publishing it again, as in your redrawn version. And the question here is specifically about, did you need to seek permission from the publisher, not just from the author of the book, but also from the publishing company? And it goes on, the comment goes on, I've had to do that for doing similar things. Even if the artist or the illustrator says yes, sometimes the publisher understands the images differently than text and doesn't allow reprinting. So that's what the question was. And it may not be relevant in your case at all, but this is something that was of interest to people.
No, it's really interesting, and the question is that I don't know. I still worry about it, in the sense that that's all I did. I did it, and then I thought, oh, maybe I cannot do it. So I contacted the illustrator, Rachel Williams, and she said, oh, this is brilliant. Yes, do it. I think she published originally online, so maybe it's not an issue anyway. It was already reprinted, in the sense that originally I actually didn't find it in her direct work. I found it because it's cited in a chapter about using comics in research. And so it has already been reproduced, but there is in the kind of is reproduced, is a copy. So what I'm waiting for, because this is a forthcoming chapter, so you still has to go to proof. So I guess maybe the publisher will ask me something and I will discover what's going on. But I may, because of this question alerts me, maybe I'll do something before. But yes, I think it's a very gray area because, you know, if you redraw something, then it becomes yours to a certain extent, which is, you know, it's also why you can draw in a courtroom, but you cannot take photographs. There's different rules for drawing. You know, what you are stealing from reality when you draw is different than when you photograph or when you speak. So it's also, you know, it's a practical question that is also interesting philosophically, and I don't have the answer.
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. So there were a few requests there to see your reference list and the books. And
Shall I reshare?
Could you share with us the slides?
Yes.
And we can put them on the website as well for people to download, if that's all right.
Okay, yes, but I also reshare them now if
Thank
you want.
you. There we go. And people can take a screenshot of that as well. Thank you.
The book is this.
Oops. Yes.
Sorry.
The other thing was going back to Berger's quote about corporeality. In what sense do you think drawing involves a different type of corporeality than, say, sculpture or installation?
Yeah, no, that is interesting. That is the full quote. I think drawing is both something that you do, you know, you do with your hands. I guess also sculpture, that is true, but as a kind of, there's more distance because you do with your hands as you write, but you're not writing and you're trying to get inside what you are, what you're drawing. You are representing. It is a form of representation, but it is, of course, different than verbal representation. It's less abstract. When you write apple, you are writing any apple in the world. When you draw an apple, you're drawing that apple, hopefully, and not any apple in the world. So it's, you know, this is part of the fact that they are different ways of abstraction and symbolization. And also the fact that with drawing does take a long time, and so that in that sense, I think corporeality and being there with your body. I don't think that the distinction with the sculpture was particularly fleshed out. That it comes from the quote, and so I don't know if this is a satisfactory answer, but yeah.
Thank you. No, that's great. The other question was, do you see drawing different from painting? And in which way do you think, are there any difference, if there are any?
Well, I think for our purposes of integrating into social research, not really. I think, you know, if you are making your marks with what is the word? With a brush, yes, with a brush rather than it only came to mind in French then, so I don't know why. So if you do it with a brush rather than with a pencil, I don't see any difference. I had another example which I then cut because of time, which is this idea of painting with data, so that you intervene on your, even in your interview transcripts, painting on it, doing things on it, and collaging as well. Collaging is neither painting or drawing, but it's fine. I mean, it's fine. It can also be integrated. So, and comics, you know, comic require also painting. Depending on the comic artist, you can use a brush or a marker, or you can line draw and then paint in the colors. So no, for these purposes, I think it's good to be as inclusive as possible in terms of techniques.
Yes. I think, I mean, from my point of view, you know, one of the things that you were saying straight at the beginning is that a lot of people feel uncomfortable drawing. And I think in many ways it helps to call it mark making, because yeah, somehow the aesthetics are taken out of that equation. And in my own work, I use a lot of Lego for the same reasons, because Lego models, when people work with Lego models, they can't make aesthetically beautiful models. They are just anything because the bricks are what they are. So there is a lot there in terms of kind of helping overcome that conceptualization that we have, and the expectations we put ourselves under if we think of, well, now I have to draw. Can I just ask one thing about positionality and reflexivity of what you were talking about earlier, where you were saying that you were tracing over your students' tracing. When we look at that final image, then is whose work is that, and is that analysis, or is that reflexivity, or is that reflection?
Well, whose work it is, to be honest, I don't know anymore. In fact, I wouldn't feel, I mean, I don't know. I think it's mine in the sense that I've retraced and I've made the combination of, you know, is several students all together. It's not just one. And it is part of the chapter, so that also I am, I guess, publishing, as I do say that is retracing, and I've told the students, I think if it was a more central, you know, I will work on that. I think it would have to be more also acknowledged, or, you know, or thought about. I think it is analysis, to be honest, in the sense that it is through putting the things, you know, analysis means separating things according to concepts, you know, and distinguish, making analytical distinctions. So that's what I did, putting them together. So seeing this theme of work and private life, for instance, or the theme of accessories, or highlighting the different types of narratives that they used. So I think it is analysis, but it is participatory in the sense that I also had their narratives. They, as well as tracing, they also wrote what they were trying to do. So I could use that, and also we talked about it. So I think that is what makes it collaborative, and the fact that in a way it reveals that analysis is never a single person that does it, is always collaborative in a way.
Yes, no, I agree with that. Now there is a couple of questions here about colors. Now, because you know, the drawings that and the doodling, if I call it doodling, the kinds of things that we did earlier as well, were obviously just in kind of one color, although I did see some people share their work and it was in more colors than one. It says here in his book Drawing, Philip Rawson suggests that drawing, which is often but not always in black and white, is removed from the reality, because reality is in color. So although it's quite abstracted, like you say about words as well, the next step, drawing, would that be drawing using color? Is that the next step of kind of, you know, adding a different layer?
Well, certainly color adds an element, but already if you are shadowing, you know, if you're using, these are just literally line drawings, there's no shade, there's no, almost, you know, very little detail. Already is that, I'm not sure I would make such a qualitative distinction between with or without color. I think is more a gradual, you know, a gradual matter. You know, black and white is already colored in a way, and adding also color, I don't think it changes fundamentally the nature of it, if that's maybe the answer, in the sense it doesn't really make it significantly more realistic to me, in the sense for, again, not in artistic sense, but for our purposes. And I think one thing that is really interesting with comics is that even cartooning, even abstraction can convey social, cultural meaning. And of course, there are examples. You can write a graphic novel with mouse and cats, and obviously be referring to very concrete historical facts, and that's the same for us. We could portray ourselves as an animal, and in fact, I think the Theodosopoulos that I quote, he represents himself as a donkey often, as a researcher, as this kind of alter ego, and I think that can be a way to address realism as well.
Thank you. So there's a couple of comments here where somebody says, I'm drawing portraits for my research. Somebody else says, I do images of the natural phenomenon as a metaphor of a human condition. So there are obviously people engaging with that kind of work in different ways as well. The other thing that was mentioned is about copyright. Apparently, somebody said they checked with their university, and as long as you don't make money of it and it's referenced properly, then you can do that. Whereas somebody else says, well, actually, there is an issue of justice. If an artist draws it and gets paid, and then it becomes published again and again, where is that kind of, that artist getting the money for it? So that's something that's a very, very interesting and important point to be made. One last question, you're going to have to answer real quick. Going back to the layering of the tracing, how do you keep the layers of these tracings that you did? Do you support only the final traced images, or do you keep all the tracing papers? Do you understand the final images as the already layers of each process? So how do you treat the layers to get to that final product?
Okay, it is sometimes really useful to keep some layers. I mean, all the layers is a bit like all drafts of a paper. But it can be useful to show the layers, especially if you are doing them with some things specific in mind. For instance, if once you're tracing, thinking of the relationships, let's say you're tracing a whole image rather than collaging, you want to concentrate on the relationship between people or objects in the image, or instead you want to concentrate on certain details. The two tracings would be very different, and you can have both. It's a bit like using a filter on a photograph, so but it's more manual and takes longer, and it is an analytical process. In this case, I didn't, or I kept, in the sense that because I was working manually, I have, of course, all the kind of stages, but I don't think they are particularly significant, apart from showing the fact that it is a layered process, methodologically, in a sense. So it can be useful methodologically to show that there is the layering process, or in certain cases it can be useful also, to show as a different analytical device.
Thank you very much. So I would like to say once again, thank you very, very much, Monica, for having been here. This was a real quick hour. I can't believe that it's an hour already. A lot of comments in the comment box, so we're gonna check up on those together as well. Yeah. I would like to very quickly share my screen again to kind of give you a look ahead to our next session, for which I've already shared the Eventbrite link. This is about participatory activist research, which is going to be presented by Professor Jenny Pickrell, Professor of Environmental Geography at the University of Sheffield in the UK. And her practice as research links activism with participatory research paradigms. So that's something that's going to be quite interesting, very different from today's session, but still very interesting in terms of, collaboration and obviously participatory work. The other thing that I would like to share very quickly is all of the different links of where you can check out more of the Practice as Research Network. You can subscribe to the recordings on the YouTube channel, on the Buzzsprout channel, and actually now also on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And you can obviously check out the research website. And if you would like to get in touch with me, my email address is there as well. So I would like to say thank you very much, everybody, for having been here, for asking the questions. It's always exciting to see newcomers and new people, and I hope to see you again next time. So again, Monica, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I look forward to more.
Thank you, Nicole, and everybody.